Early times, bottled and bond whiskey, 100 proof, of course. Um, I had this maybe about 3 years ago, and more than likely it was under a different ownership. Back then, I think it was under Brown-Forman. And since 2020, Sazerac bought this out. So this is a newer version for me. Although this is only my second time having this bottle. I remember having it before, but I don't remember anything special about it. And, that doesn't mean I didn't like it. It just didn't stand out. I wish I had the other bottle to compare it, because I hear that there's a difference. Some YouTubers say there's a difference between the Brown-Forman bottle and the Sazerac bottle. But we only have this one today, so I want to give this a try to see if I like it. Now, it is I think $23 or $24 for a liter. So I guess we're going to find out, does it taste like a $23, $24 bottle of bourbon or whiskey? Or is it a great deal and the juice speaks loudly over the price? Let's get into it. Back in the 1950s, early times was the most popular bourbon in America. Now, I don't know how long that lasts, but it was the most popular bourbon in America. So even now, it's a blend of whiskey. It's a blend of bourbon that's aged in new oak barrels, and then a blend of bourbon distilled in used oak barrels. What's important? What does it taste like, right? And like I said, it's been a while since I've had this, so let's get it popping, or let's unscrew it and see what this tastes like. Okay, so I believe that this is, I don't know, 4 years old, and if that's wrong, I'll put it up here somewhere. But I tell you, it has a really nice color. So we want to see if it tastes more than a $23, $24 bourbon, right? That's what we're looking at. Looking at the color is pretty nice. I don't know if you can see that. That's a nice color. And did Sazerac change anything about the bourbon? That I don't know, because I don't have anything to compare it to. But right now, off the nose, I'm just getting the traditional bourbon notes. The brown sugar and caramel. You get a little orange, citrus notes. It has a fruity content to it. Smells something like cereal dust, So when you finish a box of cereal and nothing is left but the dust of the cereal at the bottom, you smell that. I'm sort of smelling this out of here. So the nose is pretty decent, nothing that blow your socks off, but it's a decent nose. So let's just go for the taste. Well, it has some spices in it. I didn't take the time to look to see what the mash bill is, and so if I find it, I'm just gonna, put it up here. But I would think it has a nice amount of spice because it's really kicking there. But the brown sugar is right there. That the citrus note is right there. Like I said, a nice amount of spice. I would love to compare this to Evan Williams. Maybe I can do that down the road and sort of base it off that. But I'm not getting a lot, just brown sugar, some spice, a citrus note. And I think that's really about it. I can keep going and keep trying to pull stuff out of it, but the biggest flavors is those three components. It has a pretty decent finish, and it's a finish of this really tastes like a high rye bourbon or high rye whiskey. But you get a lot of that spice towards the back end. Not too much oak. Not getting a lot of oak out of this. I thought I might get more. But it's a decent blend of whiskey, but is it worth, or is it a whiskey that tastes like a $23 whiskey, 24 or whatever I paid for it? I would say, if I paid $30 for this, I would be okay, maybe even 35. So I think it tastes pretty good for the price. I think it's a really good deal. Also think this would make a wonderful cocktail. Because of the spice, I think it'd be okay with ice. And as you all know, I don't really drink with ice, so, but for those who do, because of that spice, I think it'd go pretty good with ice. So I would give this a thumbs up. The value of it is pretty good. I would definitely buy it again when I run out of this one. But I won't knock down the doors looking for it, but if I see it on the shelf and I'm out of this one, I think it's a good one to keep on your bar. Yeah. Definitely a good one to break somebody in if they're trying to get out of that 80 or 90 proof. This is an easy one to get into. The spice might throw them off, but I think it's a good representation of a bottle and bond being 100 proof. So I will give this a definite thumbs up. But in the comments, if you tried the early time when it was under Brown-Forman as compared to the Sazerac version, let me know if there's a difference. Did you taste a difference, or is it the same juice? Let me know if you have any opinion on that. But thank you for joining me here on the Bourbon Shop. And as always, the best way to enjoy your liquor, your bourbon, or your whiskey is to drink it the way you like it. The best way to drink it is in a responsible way, which means no shots. Just saying. No shots. Sip it and enjoy it. See you next time on the Bourbon Shop.